The most dangerous thing is pessimism. You have lived through worse things than this before under the military dictatorship, and you somehow survived, and you came out of it with a much stronger democratic, social movement-based political movement. And I think that this is one of those moments which is kind of a throwback to what once appeared in Brazilian politics, but I think it's a very short-term one, and I think people will rise to protect their rights and gain considerable popular support from so doing, and so I think I would be rather optimistic about your future as opposed to being all gloomy and pessimistic. There's a reaction against the left. I think the left made some mistakes, which I think they should really think about very seriously. But I disagree with the view that somehow or other the left is finished in Latin America. After all, you have the election of López Obrador in Mexico. You have a re-emergence of strong support for a Kirchner restoration in Argentina. So I suspect that the left is going to come back stronger than before, provided it does a good analysis of the kinds of mistakes it made during the period that led up to the Bolsonaro government. Size matters. Brazil has a big economy, but it is not as big as that of the United States. So whereas Macron can say what he likes to the United States and they do what the hell they like with no bother from Macron, that is not the same for Brazil. Bolsonaro may try to follow Trump's politics, but he's not in the same position. I think trade with Europe is very important to Brazil, and that to the degree that Macron is talking about rethinking the deal with Mercosur and other strategies, that Bolsonaro has to be very careful not to offend too much those interests in Europe which are much more aligned with environmental ends than is the case in the United States. I think one of the things that the capitalists themselves have been arguing for some time is that environmental issues should be left to the market. That turns out to be wrong and misguided, and I think increasingly we're having evidence of that, which leaves the capitalist class with only one lever to work on, which is authoritarian governments, which will prevent the environmental question coming upon the agenda, which is the answer in the United States. But again, this is a very short-lived answer. I suspect that the environment will come back. Popular opinion is very much behind environmental regulation, and I think Trump will find that that is one of the things that is going to lead him to lose the next election.